Welcome back, guys, to the Battle of Saratoga. Sorry about the long delay. We've had to move some stuff around in the office, and so clearly it's taken us a while to actually get back to this series, but I'm glad to be back, guys. For those of you that have not seen the last part, I highly recommend you take a look. It'll kind of allow you to understand what's going on right now. That being said, we are continuing forward with the British, trying to take out the Patriots here, although some bad things have happened. We were obviously trying to take this hill over here, and it looks like the Americans sort of got behind us, not intentionally, of course, and now we find ourselves in a very, very difficult position if we want to get a victory. So we are going to go ahead and end the turn now and hope for the best. Like I said, it is the Americans' turn. Now, one thing we have managed to do is we managed to remove the enemy from the light fortifications over here. So that's definitely a big bonus, but I'm not sure if it's big enough to win. Let's go ahead and turn it over to the Americans. Okay, so as you can see, the fight continues on that hill, and obviously our goal is to push the enemy off it. Looks like we're actually fragmenting them with our New Brunswick Grenadier Battalion. That is going to be helpful. We're getting actually support from Brunswickians and Hanoverians, of course, in terms of the mercenaries that are fighting for our army, in this case the British. So it is the Patriot turn now. Let's see what they do. Are they going to come off the heights there, or are they going to stay put? Only time will tell. Okay, guys, so already we have some units that are disrupted over there to the left. We're going to have to hope this goes well, because right now it's looking tough. And, of course, the Americans are going for a rear attack on our Brunswickians when they were actually doing really, really well. The whole reason that the Americans got this rear attack is we chased them off the hill, which actually put them in a better position than they were before. So be very careful with those charges. As you can see, bad things can happen. And as you can see just there, our Brunswickian Dragoons have broken. They're going to, of course, get the hell out of here. They're going to be chased by some of the enemy's Patriots. All right, some actually decent return fire. We actually got the enemy to fragment a bit there. And we fragmented them again. This is a chance for victory, or at least a chance to look a lot better than we were going to look here. So here we go, guys. Brunswickians are, of course, going to probably be charging here. We've got some units that have dispersed. I'm hoping we can break the enemy. Doesn't look like that's going to win. And, of course, this rear attack is probably going to break us. And, unfortunately, our Grenadiers have broken. I really believed in these guys, but honestly, there's not much you can do when you're being attacked by Patriots from both sides. You're in some pretty big trouble. All right, so our Brunswick Chasseurs are being chased by the enemy's cavalry. I'm sort of happy in the sense that this got them away from us. It actually got them away from our men. So now we can, of course, continue firing. This guy is about to fragment. I'm just going to keep on firing at him at this point. 27, and he's broken. It looks like the 15th Massachusetts. That is Glover's Brigade. And we might even be able to break this cavalry unit, or artillery unit, excuse me, right here. We will also move up our own artillery unit, try to get them closer to the front, and pretty soon we are going to have to deploy him and hope for the best. But right now, I'm going to keep him right where he is. Let's see if we can get a shot. It looks like we definitely can get a shot here. I'm going to stay in the woods with the 20th Foot Regiment, and we'll bring the 21st Foot Regiment here to fire the left flank of Glover's Brigade. Doesn't look like it was a very effective shot, to be honest. But you know what? They can't all be that effective. Let's go ahead and keep firing. And actually, these guys are fragmented. The Canadian regiment, and they've broken. So there we go. We've got a break with the Canadians. That's actually very, very good news here. And they're going to be running away, of course. Now let's take a look here and see if we can get the Jaeger Company here to fire on the enemy. We're going to move them forward. In fact, I'm going to actually keep them right here and just hope that they don't get further fragmented. I do want to see if we can get a shot on Glover's Brigade, although they're probably going to return fire, and sure enough they did. 2 different regiments returning fire. So we can get a shot with our cannons here. Okay, guys, we're going to take our Grenadiers, and we're going to try to charge uphill against the Americans at this point. 27. Now, we've actually managed to fragment them. If we can hit them again with another major charge, we could actually break these guys, and that would lead us to possibly completely getting the enemy off this hill. Let's take a look here. I don't think there's much we can do with the King's Loyal Americans unless we turn it towards this unit and hope for the best. So I'm actually going to keep these guys right where they are. I will try to fire uphill at the New Hampshire Regiment. We actually got a pretty good shot on them, but I'm more concerned about the Brunswickians getting knocked off this hill, as you can see. So we'll go ahead and deploy these guys. I don't know if they can actually see the Americans this far out, but we better hope that they can. Some very nice return fire over there off Bemis Heights, and I'm not at all surprised. It's been a thorn in our side this entire time. Please excuse me, guys. So as you can see here, the New Hampshire Regiment was slightly disadvantaged against the Brunswick Chasseurs. It's not going to make a big difference in the battle, but it's certainly a start. 20, and there we go, guys. We've broken them off the hill. This is definitely going well. And actually, right now, the difference in casualties is very even. We're both at about 32%, or I should say we're at 28, they're at 32, but I'm willing to bet by the end of this, we will both be at 32%. So that's actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and continue here. Okay, now that they've lost the Canadians, it looks like we might be able to push up and do some damage over here. I just love to see the 2nd Connecticut Militia retreating, although I'm a little concerned because they're just fragmented. They're not actually breaking. They're just kind of retreating, trying to get away from that hill, and that actually makes it a lot easier on them in terms of escaping, trying to get away from our men. So there we go. Unfortunately, we had a unit auto-break. That's not going to bode well for us. And with the charge there on our actual Brunswick Jaeger Company, we routed as well. Again, not the greatest situation for our men, but I'd like to think that we put up a pretty damn good fight there for a long time. Now, of course, they're bringing all the Patriots around here to try and encircle von Speck's regiment, another group of Brunswickians. I think our Hanoverians have pretty much been thrown off the field at this point, although we're still doing pretty well on that hill. Okay, we've broken another group. No, that's our group. Right there for a second, I saw the blue regiments. I got really excited. Unfortunately, that was definitely our guys breaking there. And it's going to see if we can if we can actually manage to break these guys, we might still be okay. But I think it's going to be very, very tough for us to get a victory here. We'll try to go ahead and fire at the guys that are out in the open. Looks like our artillery can still get some pretty decent shots, but again, nothing serious enough to knock these guys back or force a retreat, I don't think, unless we get very, very lucky. I will move forward with the 62nd Foot Regiment to get a better shot, and we actually managed to disrupt the enemy. Now over here, this is where I've got the most hope. If we can actually break this unit, we might be able to do a very, very good job here. Of course, it looks like the enemy is already getting close to the King's Loyal Americans, and they might have enough to break us. Sure enough, look at that. Our men are routing. We've broken over here as well. Several of our Loyalist brigades have completely routed. Nonetheless, we continue to try and run these guys off the hill, so it's not looking horrific, but let's be honest, it's not looking like we're going to win. We will move forward with Fraser's Rangers. I'm going to fire down on the New Hampshire boys. 6, not bad. Don't forget, guys, that we are playing this in the most difficult actual difficulty mode available in the game. So we're actually trying our absolute best here to get a pretty cool victory. But again, it's going to be very hard to make it happen. And even at Saratoga, the British did lose. I believe if you look on Wikipedia, it's a Pyrrhic victory, but believe me, it was anything but a Pyrrhic victory. It was not a victory at all. I think the only reason that it's called a victory is the Colonials did leave the field after a while, but it was only because they annihilated a number of the British Army, and they actually took a tremendous amount of prisoners. So definitely not a victory in any sense of the imagination. Except for the fact that maybe the Patriots left the field with their prisoners. But in this case, we didn't expect to win. We did expect to try and get as many casualties on the enemy as possible. That's what we're doing right now. Let's see if we can get a shot off here. I'd love to get a shot off on the New Hampshire boys, but I think we just need to settle for Poor's Brigade. 15. That's actually a really good shot by the 3-pounders. And we will end the turn here, guys. Turn it over to the enemy once again. Okay, so we've auto-broken here. Once again, there's only so much we can stand up to. So the Patriots now have 51% of our troops routed, only 28% of theirs. It's definitely looking like a Patriot victory, my friends. All they have to do is get us up to that magical 60%, and they will be winning. Disrupting more of our loyal Americans here, and it looks like they might even try to fire their cannons at us, and they managed to disperse our 3-pounders. Now that is extremely frustrating. Not much we can do about it, though, and we're just going to go ahead and continue pushing forth. Residual shooting phase, here we go. Good shooting, men. And of course the melee phase. I don't think there's many melee battles going on anymore. I think most of them have ended in a Patriot victory. And sure enough, our men are totally on the run here. In fact, some of us are even running into Bemis Heights. And there we go, guys. We are defeated. We did try our best. I do want to take a look at the final casualties. And we're going to continue with that difficulty level. Of course, for future battles, we'll change things up. But as you can see, the enemy actually killed 404 foot, 816 wounded, 158 captured or deserted. These are the enemy's casualties, of course. As for us, 1,007 of our men killed, 1,256 wounded, 1,694 captured or deserted. And actually the captured or deserted casualties are actually pretty similar to the battle itself because a number of British were captured. I'm not sure of the exact number, but it was quite a few. And this was definitely very similar to the actual Battle of Saratoga. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this battle, make sure to take a look at part 1 and the other parts of this series. Make sure to also let us know what other battles you would like to see from the Pike and Shot user mods, and we would love to bring them to you. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and have a great day.